This video is to just get you guys up and running with ChartBuilder. If you missed the meeting that we had in regards to ChartBuilder, then you may have had some questions on how to use it. So I wanted to give you some resources to get you guys going with it. So let's go ahead and jump in. I couldn't screen record this because ChartBuilder doesn't allow it for licensing purposes. So we're going to have to do this PDF document camera option. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So I have ChartBuilder open on the home page, and here you can choose from any one of the thousands of songs that Multitracks has in its library, and you can do all the same features to any of the that I'm going to show you for our set list. You can do all the same features to any of the songs that aren't even in our set list, just if you want to practice them on your own time. But to access the songs that are in our set list for a Sunday, you're going to jump over to the set list tab here, and you should see all the weeks that you've been scheduled. If you don't see a week that you've been scheduled for, then you should contact Gino or Chanel, because they are the ones that put you on and add you to a set list, because they're the ones that add you to the week and schedule you. So go ahead and reach out to them. If you've been added to a set list and you still don't see it, then contact myself. Probably what the problem is that you're not a part of the Parkview organization. If you want to try this yourself, you can first. You could hit on the account, and it will say your name at the top, and underneath it, it should say team member, and then it should say Parkview Christian Church. If it says organization admin, then that's because you are kind of on your own account and not a part of the Parkview organization. So you're going to have to go ahead and switch over to the organization. You'll likely have an option to switch over to the Parkview organization underneath your name. If you don't have that option, then we're going to have to get you set up with it. So just, again, reach out to me. All right, so back to our set list tab. This is where we see our set list. So from here, we can load a set list that we want to view. So I'll click on that set list, and it'll look something like this, maybe a little bit different because of the fact that you're a team member and mine's organization admin, but it'll definitely look something like this. Here we have the 4 songs in order that we're going to be doing them on that Sunday. And from here, we're just going to open the song so that we can get the chart and we can get the rehearsal mix resources. So I'll click on House of the Lord. It's going to prepare my chart for me. And as you can see, we can see the chart. Now on the chart, we have a couple of options. We can, I believe, change the key. So if you click on the key at the top, I'll do that again a little bit slower here. If you click on, in this case, the C, because that's the key that we're in. If you just click on that at the top, it's going to give you options to change that key. So right here, I can change the key. Especially like if you're a guitar player and you're going to capo, then it even tells you what key you're going to need to have. So if you capo third, you're going to have the key of A. You can change languages in case you're not a native English speaker or you want to practice your French. And then you have this annotations here where I think it'll turn on and off annotations that you make. So if you make annotations and save them to that chart, you'll be able to pull them back up later on using that right there. Okay. The 3 dots here are going to just change the way that we see the chart. So first I'll hit chart preferences. In this case, we have a chart type. We have chords and lyrics. That's kind of what we're used to. But if you just want lyrics, or you just want the song map, or just the chords only, you can choose that right there. We also see chord types. We can change from seeing the letter name of the chord to seeing the numeral. So if you really want to practice that Nashville number system, go ahead and start practicing your songs using the numerals. You can also see it in this option here with do, re, mi, and I believe just regular number options as well. So you can choose if you want to practice with English numbers or Roman numerals. And then do, re, mi if you're really into solfege. Song sections, in this case, we're seeing the chart as a full chart. I think if you're on a tablet, I don't think you can do it on your phone, but I think it's if you're on a tablet, you can actually change that to a condensed version or other options on the song sections. And then you have your text size. You can make it larger or smaller. You can add, if you want to have the song map at the top, you can have it. If not, you can turn it off. You can have your MD notes. If you don't want those, you can turn them off. And if you don't want the rehearsal mix player, you can turn it off. If you're not seeing the rehearsal mix player, then There you go. That's the reason why you need to turn the rehearsal mix player on. All right. I don't think you guys will have the option to suggest a change or check for chart updates. I think that's because I'm an admin, but maybe you do. I'm not positive. Right, so that's that section there. I'm going to turn this off here. The MD notes that it was referencing are right here, so it tells you like full band, full groove, drop down. And cool, let's take a look at the rehearsal mix part of this now. So obviously, it looks like I changed it to numbers. Very good. That's okay. We'll just keep it like that. In the rehearsal section of this, we're just going to slide from this line up, okay? So I'm going to push this up, and now I'm going to have some options down here. If I choose to go to the original song here, I can listen to the reference track. That will have the whole band and vocals, but it will not have click and guide. It's just the MP3 of the song. If I go to my particular instrument part, like keys or piano, you will lose the vocals in the practice tracks. So a lot of you have asked, but ChartBuilder does not put vocals in the practice track, so you'll only get vocals in the reference track. But you do hear the click and guide in the rehearsal tracks. So that's just kind of doesn't have that feature yet. From here, we can click on the specific part we want to practice. So we'll click on piano for House of the Lord. If you want to jump around in the song, you can kind of just click on different sections. You can see how it will pull up to the chorus now. If I click here, it'll pull up to, let's say, the bridge. Okay. And then obviously play button's going to play that rehearsal track. So let's go ahead and listen to that rehearsal track. And it should sound something like this. Where in the world are the piano parts? Okay, if you don't hear your parts, it's because we've selected this button here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Now the reason why it takes your part out is so that you can practice along with the track. So if you want to take your part out and just practice along with the track, you can hit that right there, this minus button, and it will take your part out. But I obviously want to have the part in, so let's go ahead and check that. All right, there we go. So now we can hear the piano part slightly above the rest of the music. And again, we can kind of jump around. We can come back here to the bridge. All right, if you want to loop a section, this right here is a loop button. You can press that and it will just kind of stay on that bridge for however long until you unloop it. So you can practice that over and over again. All right, that's the basics on how to run it. Let's quickly look at vocals though, because vocals are also discovering that your vocal tracks are all mixed in here. So we have all the background vocals or the gang vocals. You don't have individual soprano, tenor, and alto tracks. Those vocal assignments are listed in PCO, and if you need help with them, you can check with Chanel on that. All right, so I think that's pretty much the rundown there on how to use ChartBuilder and how to access set lists and how to access the charts and access the rehearsal mix to practice along with it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Hopefully that helps.